Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with the assumptions video. I know everybody's been doing this, but I have been obsessed with watching them. It's a fun way to learn about people without them just like sitting there talking about like Q&A stuff. So I asked on my Instagram and my Twitter for assumptions about me that I would react to. You guys know me really well though, so we'll see. I have my phone here with all of the stuff screenshotted for when it happened. And we'll just go ahead and get to it. So one of the people said, you seem really funny and goofy and have awesome book recs, so you must be cool, LOL. I'm probably like the least cool person ever. Just not gonna lie. I mean, if you like books, I'm probably cool, but I'm not cool. Someone else said you're an 8th grade teacher. I am actually a 10th grade teacher. I teach at high school, so I teach Enrich 10, which is basically honors 10 classes, and then I teach guided reading, so I teach the kids who are struggling in reading below grade level. So I have like the two complete opposites of the spectrum, and in guided reading I have 9th and 10th graders, and then in the morning with my honors classes I have 10th graders. I love my 10th graders so much. It's such a fun age, and I don't want to teach any other grades other than 10th and a little bit of 9th sprinkled in there. Well, I do have yearbook too, so I do have all grades technically. So I have a lot of seniors and juniors in yearbook, and then but that's not like English. It's like a completely different class. So I love my schedule. I love the grades I teach, and I don't ever want to teach middle school ever. That is such an awkward age. I was so awkward when I was in middle school. I had a really hard time making friends in middle school. I just don't want to teach middle schoolers. So I'm a high school teacher. I'm licensed 7 through 12, but I'm a high school teacher. Someone said you're a tough teacher. I don't know what my kids have to say about that, but I teach honors, so I do have higher expectations. We do have not too much homework. I understand kids have lives, and so I try not to do a lot of homework. A lot of the homework in my classes is if we don't finish in class, they're assigned it for homework. The most homework we have is reading. So if we are in the middle of a book, we typically have 20 pages a night, which to me, I'm like, guys, that's like nothing. And they're like, oh my gosh, 20 pages. And I'm like, guys, come on. But yeah. I don't think I'm tough, but I have high expectations of my kids. I expect them to perform at a certain level, and I'm trying to help them become better at English. So a teacher at school, I love her. She said, as an assumption, you have a thing for scandalous book covers. So it's no secret, like everyone at school knows I have an Instagram and a YouTube account, and so all the teachers that I'm friends with at school all follow my Instagram, which is a bookstagram, and they always make fun of me about my book covers, and they'll comment on them as jokingly. And so yes, I do love my scandalous book covers. There's just something appealing about a pair of abs on a book cover. I'm sorry, and they like to make fun of me for it, but hello, I am a cover by person, and if it's got a nice cover on it with a nice man on it, I'm gonna buy it. One of my best friends on Instagram, Lisa, said, you're quiet, observant, nerdy, and you have a small group of friends, but they're your faves. So I definitely, if I'm around people I know, I am very outgoing and like talkative, but in normal social situations, I'm very quiet. People are shocked by that if they're friends with me, that I am very reserved, and if I'm in a social situation where I don't know anybody, I don't really say a lot. I feel very awkward, and so I feel like that's a lot of us on YouTube though, but when I'm around people I really like, or when like I'm teaching or something, I definitely am not reserved at all. I'm very outgoing, like to make jokes, like to talk, but when it's new situations, I'm very quiet. And I do have a very specific group of friends. How I was in elementary, middle, and high school, I would always have like 1 or 2 really close friends. And by high school, it was like a core group of friends, but there were like 3 of them that I was really close with. And then like I was kind of close with the other people, but I definitely do have a small group of friends. Even now, I have a really small group of really close friends. I have more other friends, but like very core group of friends. It's just how I roll. The next person said, you coupon and budget weekly. I don't budget, but I definitely coupon. I'm a very savvy shopper. If you notice my half-price book hauls and stuff, I hate paying full price for literally anything, and so when I go to like Kohl's or Penny's or Macy's, I always buy stuff like 60% off. I rarely ever buy things full price, and when it comes to books full price, I only buy books full price that I really want. Other than that, I always buy them if they're on sale or have a coupon or something. That's why on half-price book clearance days, when they have like their coupon days and they have a 50% off coupon, I'll go to 5 locations, because I'm definitely using a 50% off coupon on a book that's already 50% off, because I like to save my money. But I don't budget. No. The next one said dogs over guys. I'm obsessed with my dogs. I don't like to leave them. They're sleeping right now downstairs. I love them. And so like I hate going out because I'm like, but my dogs are at home. I need to be a good dog mom and stay with them. I'm obsessed with my dogs. Like this morning I spent a good hour on the couch just reading with Lily before I got stuff done because she was in my lap. Honestly, when you're in your 20s, like it's so awkward dating, and who has time to date? I don't. I don't got time for that. The next person said, you don't care about having a boyfriend because your book boyfriends and puppers are all you need. Really? Like, yeah, like I feel like I'm 25 and I feel like time's ticking. And I would love to have a family someday, but I'd rather just stay out with my dogs. But I know, like I feel like the pressure already because there's people my age who have been married for like 5 years. Or they already have like 2 kids and they're my age. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of behind on the time. That's all I have to say about dating. It's just like, no one likes to talk about it when you're single in your 20s. No, it's not fun to try to date. And I'm very picky. I have really high expectations and standards when it comes to men, so. The next person said you are a serious but friendly person. I don't know if I'm like super serious, but I am friendly. The next person said you have to be at the end of a chapter before you stop reading. No, I literally fall asleep reading every single night, and I can be like in the middle of a sentence and fall asleep reading. And especially since I have dogs, if they want something, I can't stop until getting to the end of a chapter or even the end of a page. I stop wherever I am and put my bookmark in and go do what I gotta do. So this next assumption really shocked me. It says, you seem like a kindergarten teacher. P.S. Love your channel. Thank you. No, I'm not a kindergarten teacher. I love kids so much. When I was in college, at first I worked at the gift shop at a zoo, and then I worked at a daycare at the Y, and so the YMCA, and I loved that job so much. I love little kids. They're so cute, and I think I'm good with kids. Like, I love hanging out with them. I love playing with them. But when it comes to my job, I love the content and how I can have serious, insightful conversations with teenagers and help them learn and grow and not teach them like how to add math together. You know, like I love my content area and I love challenging myself and like learning from my kids, and I wouldn't be able to do that as an elementary school teacher. And I love the fact that I have class periods, so I only have my kids for 45 minutes a day and then move on to the next set of kids. I don't know what I would do if I had to teach the same children every day, all day, especially if I needed a break from those children. So no, I'm not a kindergarten teacher at all, but I do love children. I just love teaching high school so much more. The next assumption is you dislike disorder or chaos in your domain, but if it's someone else's space, it doesn't bother you. I'm a very neat person. I like everything put away and I like everything clean. My sister and I definitely clean every week. We don't like clutter anywhere. If things get messy, we like take a second and clean everything up. Everything is like organized. So even if I have like piles everywhere, they're very organized, purposeful piles. If other people are messy, it does bother me. Oh my gosh. My roommates my junior and senior year, I lived with the same people, were slobs. They were so messy, and now I didn't care if it was in their room, but if like I had to see it and it was like in our main living space, I got so mad. My one roommate would always leave her dishes out on the coffee table. So I would put them in the sink. I'm like, this is so annoying to me. And I would clean every week at the apartment. None of my roommates would. I would vacuum and I would like straighten up. I just can't deal with mess if I have to see it. So if it's in your own space and I don't see it, I don't care. But if it's a community space, it better be clean. The next person said you're a happy-go-lucky person. I don't know. I complain a lot. If you are one of my friends or my coworkers at school, if I'm comfortable with you, I will complain a lot. I need to be better at that. I need to be better at looking at the bright side of things. I am happy a lot. I like to try to show my kids that I'm happy and be a bright shining in their faces. One of my students in one of my periods, she is very angry at me because I've never yelled at them. I'm not like an angry person ever. I don't yell. Even like if kids make me mad, I've never had to like raise my voice to yell. That's just not the kind of teacher I am. And she's annoyed that I've never yelled at them. And I was like, guys, when have I ever had to yell at you? You don't make me yell. You listen to me. It's fine. And so yeah, I don't yell either as a teacher. Someone said that you are single right now, but one day would love to be swept off your feet. Yeah, doesn't everybody want that? Miss Lynn, from Allie from Miss Lynn Reads, she said, you've never gotten a B. Okay, so I have once, twice, in high school. In high school, I had all A's except for honors, history, sophomore year. I think I got an A-. And then AP Chem junior year, I got a B+. Those were hard classes. Every other class I've ever taken in high school got an A. I had over a 4-point GPA when I graduated. I was a little smart one. In college, I think I got like 3 Bs my freshman and sophomore year, and then I had all A's. I had like a 3.9 when I graduated college. Those, again, it was philosophy, which was the stupidest class I ever took freshman year. Because, like, how can you grade me on my thoughts about thinking and philosophy? It's stupid. I hated that class. And then I think another history class. I hate history. This is my least favorite class ever. Science, I'm not too hot on either. I almost was a math teacher. I don't know if you guys knew that about me. I went into the summer before college thinking I wanted to teach math, and then I changed to English. So I love English and math. Hate history. It's just like learning about facts and like dates and like stuff like that I didn't care about, especially American history. I hated American history. So yeah, I have gotten a B, and it was traumatizing. So the next two, one is you love your dogs. Yes, am I that obvious? And the next is you love your job, and I actually do. But like most people, like, yeah, I'd rather stay at home than have to work for a living. Like, duh, doesn't everybody? But I genuinely love my kids. I love the people I work with. I love my job. So I'm very lucky about that. The next one is you have always loved to read, and this is true. My mom was a huge reader, my grandma's a huge reader, and so I would always go to the library with my mom. I remember once going to a bookstore and legitimately like sobbing because I couldn't pick out a book, and my parents were ready to leave, my mom and dad. I vividly remember even the Barnes & Noble we were at, and they were like, okay, time to go, and I was like freaking out because I hadn't picked out a book yet, and I like broke down crying, and my mom had to stop and sit me down and pick me out a book to read. And I remember the book too. It was a middle grade book that Julie Andrews wrote. I remember it. Yeah. So I've always loved to read, and I've always like gone to the library and gotten books. In middle school, like I said, I had a hard time making friends, and so I did have one close friend. So we ate lunch at her friend's table, and I just read my book while I was sitting at their lunch table because I didn't really wasn't friends with anybody but my one friend, and I didn't really know what to talk to them about. So I just read my book at lunch. I've always loved to read. Next one, you are not a cat lover, you only a dog mama. I actually love cats too. I've only ever grown up with dogs, but when I was in high school I did volunteer at a cat shelter, and so my sister and one of our friends would go every Thursday, I believe, for 2 hours and help clean out their cages and play with the cats, and I loved it. I love cats. I don't think I could ever have a cat because they have such personalities, I guess I want to say, and I don't know if I would find one that I would like for myself, if that makes sense. Like, my brother has a cat, and she's very moody and like hates to be picked up, and she hates her back being touched. She really loves me. I love her, and I pet her all over, but she's not a cat you can like snuggle with. I know I'm stereotyping dogs and cats, but I just love the feeling of having a dog more than a cat, but I do love cats. The next one is you don't try different genres, only romance. I try different genres when they have romance in them. So I like paranormal romance, contemporary romance, fantasy romance, romantic suspense. I try new genres, but they gotta have romance in them. Okay, and the last one I have is you are very rich. I want all the books you have. I'm not rich. I have a teacher's salary. Thank you very much. Teachers don't make that much. I get kind of salty when I see people making more money than me, but it's fine. I know I chose my profession because I wanted a job I would wake up loving to go to every day, not because of the money. And I do have an Etsy shop as well that helps some income, and I do own a house with my sister, and so it's not like I'm struggling. I'm very well off for where I am in my life right now, as what I feel. So yeah, I do as well buy all my books on sale. I'm a very savvy shopper. So yeah. Okay, so the last one is from Twitter, and it says, I was wondering if you watch Chick Lit movies. Like, She's a Man, 17 Again, and this person loves those movies. I am obsessed with Chick Lit. She's a Man, I can quote word for word. 17 Again, I'm obsessed with Zac Efron. Still am. I have been since High School Musical 1. Back when I was in middle school. Zac Efron will forever be my heart. When he was in The Greatest Showman, I was very happy, and I love his voice so much. He's so, I just love Zac Efron. Something Borrowed is one of my favorite movies of all time, and Maid of Honor is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm obsessed with rom-coms. I do like to throw in a good like 80s action movie here and there because of my mother. We were raised on 80s action movies, so I have a very eclectic taste in movies. But those are all the assumptions about me. Let me know down below if you have any other questions for me. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you did. I don't know if you guys learned anything too new about me. I'm pretty much an open book on here, but that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day.